Good day, sir. I am Krisha May Alantipala, and today I am going to discuss about the basic point to consider in obtaining standards. So, beforehand, when we say procured or collected standard, it is already obtained by the attorney or investigator. For example, bank records, letters, legal forms, and etc. So, the amount of standard writing available, there is no fixed rule as to the definite number of standards that may be considered adequate or sufficient. So, so wala day fixed number or wala fixed rules na makonsider as adequate or sufficient. Experience shows, however, that at least seven standards usually constitute a sufficient amount, but effort should not be made merely to comply with this minimum requirement, but as much as possible, more should be procured. So, dapat siya daw um, collected. So, as a rule daw, 10 is better than 7, 15 is better than 10, and 20 is better than 15. More standards provide a wider field for selection of the more appropriate standards. Second, similarity to subject matter. As a rule, like things must be compared. A signature cannot be compared with an extended writing, neither a cursive writing with a writing or an extended or conventional writing with block writing. Therefore, ang pirma is dapat ikumpara lang gyud siya sa pirma, extended writing, and so on. Next is the relative date of the question signature or writing with the standards. The standard must be those executed or affixed on documents with dates contemporaneous with or close to the date of the signature. The best standards are those made on dates which comes during a period before, about, and after the date of the question signature. In some cases, where the standards do not show radical changes or variation in a few years, writing made before or after the date of the question signature may prove appropriate as standard. Next is the conditions under which known writing or signature is prepared. Serious illness, intoxication, haste, lack of care, or unnatural writing position as resting the paper on the knee or magazine or back held with the other hand, or writing while riding on a moving vehicle may introduce variation in writing which may render such writing not appropriate or unsuited standard for comparison with more carefully written material. So, writing made under ang mga sinulat daw nga under such unusual or unnatural conditions kay dili daw dapat gamiton as basis of comparative examination of a writing made or done in a normal condition or position, because the main difficulty encountered in a comparative examination of question writing under unusual condition is that there are no available standards written under similar conditions. Next is the kinds of instruments and paper used. The kind of the kind of writing instrument and paper used might influence or affect writing. Pencil writing, for example, may not be entirely show the characteristic of a fountain pen or ballpen writing. As a rule, some of the standards at least should be those which were written with the same instrument as that in the question document, and as far as possible, the paper used in the standard should be of the same size, shape, ruling, and composition as the one used in the question document. So another is the requested standard. When we say requested standard, are those that the subject is requested to give to facilitate the document examination. So first is beforehand, the following steps are aimed at minimizing, if not eliminating, disguise in the writing of the subject or person being required to furnish his handwriting specimens. So first is the questioned material must be dictated. So, dili daw i-allow ang suspect nga makit-an ang question document. If dictation is not possible, a copy of the material must be the one given to the subject. Next is dictated text must be carefully selected. Dili daw good practice na i-dictate ang contents sa question document. Therefore, a substitute text to be devised may be a composition or paragraph which contains all of the alphabetical letters and other writing characters, and which contains most of the words in the question documents. Next is the adequate amount of writing must be included. Another is some portions of dictation must be repeated at least 3 times. So writing should be made on 3 different sheets of paper. Each sheet may be being removed from the writer's view upon completion. Next is the writing instrument and paper should be similar to those in the question documents. Next is dictation should be interrupted at intervals so that the suspect will feel relaxed and will write his own natural writing. Rest between dictation usually makes writer forget about his previous writing. Next is normal writing conditions should be arranged. If a subject must be required to give a statement or make a written explanation, he must be required to make such statement or explanation in his own handwriting. Disguise is eliminated in writing, as attention of the writing is not focused in the act, but on some another reasons that may serve as his alibi. The sheets of paper containing the requested standard made from dictation must contain some sort of certification made by the subject that the specimen given are his writings, and must also contain the date it was obtained and the identification marks or signature of witnesses if possible.